Welcome, everybody, to this edition of the Triple B Black and Gold Dynasty Show, where we are having Facebook difficulties due to the fact of StreamYard, as we actually had the last show where StreamYard actually bumped us off. So we're just going live on YouTube right now. So if everybody sticks with us, we will see if we can actually correct it and see if we can do it. But also, I appreciate you guys, doing it and whatever. Well, here we go. I don't know. Let's see here. No, we're having trouble. Nope, it's not working. So we're just doing it through YouTube tonight, ladies and gentlemen. That's just the way it is. And we don't, well, here we go. We'll see if it's that. There we go. We'll see here if we can go to the Triple B experience on, there we went, on Facebook. But like I said, Facebook has been given difficulties with the StreamYard as of tonight. This is the second show tonight. But also, too, we will try to do the best we can. And that's just how it is when you're facing technological difficulties in the tech world. Yes. Yeah, I figured how to get through. Yeah, it's the Facebook. I can't go live on my personal site. I went live on my Triple B Experience page. So we're going to talk about the Steelers' big, huge victory in LA. That's right, LA, because this is the first Steelers show I've had since last week. Oh well, now it went to the it's only on YouTube, people. Yeah, yep. Well, I'll just have to remove it. So this will be it. It'll be just on YouTube tonight. So the Steelers beat the LA Rams in LA 24-17. That's right. It was a first half debacle. The Pittsburgh Steelers couldn't get anything going in the first half. Nothing. I was recovering from my wedding Saturday night, so I was like a little under the weather. And this is my second podcast back because I did take a couple days hiatus. So we just couldn't do anything in the first half. We could not do anything. I believe Steelers had a total 65 yards of total offense in the first half. Like I said, the Steelers 24, the Rams 17. Okay, quarterback Kenny Pickett was 7 out of 22 for 230 yards, and he rushed for 1 touchdown. And they had Najee Harris, who led the Steelers in rushing with 14 rushes, 53 yards, and had a touchdown. Jaylen Warren had a touchdown. So actually, the Pittsburgh Steelers rushed 3 touchdowns Sunday in the SoFi Stadium. George Pickens, 5 receptions for 107 yards. Had some big plays. And also back was Dante Johnson was back. But also, too, Dante and Pickens had some penalties, and they just were undisciplined. It cost the Pittsburgh Steelers first downs. George Pickens, you need to be more disciplined now in these serious games. You've had enough time. You got a year and a half under your belt. You have to be playing serious under these you cannot cost the Pittsburgh Steelers offense yards because we can't get any yards as it is under the lovely Matt Canada's offense. And that is what's transpiring. We still do not have a 400-yard offense at all. Nothing as of yet. The Steelers, had a total of 200 and some yards of offense. The defense, Minka Fitzpatrick led all with 11 tackles, 6 solo. Okay, we had 2 sacks. Larry Obajobi, and a first sack of his career is Nick Herbig out of Wisconsin, sacking Matthew Stafford. And then TJ Watt, who had the big interception in the second half that made the second half catapult the Pittsburgh Steelers into getting that victory in LA. Now, mind you, quarterback Matt Stafford was 14 out of 29 for and 31 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. He threw to TJ Watt. Running back Royce Freeman, 12 rushes, 66 yards. The Rams, which is not real good in my eyes, being a Steeler fan, the Steelers' run defense was not very good. The Rams had 135 total yards rushing. And they didn't have any big names, and they just still was running the ball, and they were destroying the run defense of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, here's the key that is making me unhappy and makes me upset is the rookie receiver, Puka Nutaka or Nutiki or whatever his name is, 8 receptions, 154 yards. Our pass defense is atrocious. So anybody that's going to be passing against us is going to get high yards. I don't understand it, and it just boggles my mind. Now, the good thing, though, in LA, Cooper Kupp, 2 receptions, 29 yards. Thank God Cooper Kupp did not get started Sunday afternoon against the Steelers. Now, the Rams defense had 2 sacks, but also, too, the Steelers – we're lucky with the Rams field goal kicker missing extra points, missing field goals that come back to haunt them. Let's just put it this way. The Pittsburgh Steelers, let me get to some more stats. The Pittsburgh Steelers, after during the fourth quarter, they had, I think Kenny Pickett had 100 and some yards in the fourth quarter, I believe. But also, too, TJ Watt joined LT as the only player in the NFL history to record 7 interceptions and 70 sacks in their first 7 seasons. He didn't get any sacks, which if he would have got some sacks, he would have tied his brother JJ Watt. But that did not happen. And it just didn't happen. But also, too, it is what it is. So, like I said, he had second half, Kenny Pickett, like I said, was 11 for 13 for 152 yards. And he led all 3 touchdown drives in the final 30 minutes. But also, too, in that last 2 minutes and maybe 20 seconds where the Rams had no timeouts, I don't think that was a first down quarterback sneak by Kenny Pickett. I think he was a half yard short. That's just my opinion. But also, too, like I said before, Harris, the taunting calls were terrible. They need to both learn from that. Johnson and Pickens, like I said before, that cost him a lot. It cost him a first down. It cost him momentum. And then we're just very, very lucky. We are very lucky to win in LA when we have not won in LA in many, many decades. And like I said, our rushing tandem ran 20 times for 85 yards. We got 2 touchdowns. Jaylen Warren had 6 rushes for 32 yards, and that touchdown, he was like a shot come right out of the cannon. So, and then Dante Johnson came back, 5 receptions, 79 yards. But also, I just want to say that Aaron Donald didn't have a great game, but also I seen Mason Cole get knocked on his ass in the first half. The offensive line wasn't blocking. I seen linemen getting dropped on their ass. I seen Mason Cole get fucking just destroyed. I seen him get blown up. And also, Joey Porter Jr., he recorded 3 tackles. Now, I know that 1 tackle, he didn't wrap up. He's not known for his tackling. I understand that. He had 1 pass breakup, and he stopped that rookie Panuka Nuka on 3 pass plays. And I probably messed up his name like I do every single name, as long as it's not Japanese, but it is what it is. But also, too, like that look, when TJ Watt does something phenomenal, that's what it takes for the Pittsburgh Steelers to go. Matt Canada in the press box was just irate this time. He was full of emotions, but I still am not a Matt Canada fan. I am not a Matt Canada fan. Good old, this guy right here, he can go anytime. I believe that. He can go. I just wish he was never signed as a Pittsburgh Steeler offensive coordinator. That's right. I am on the Fire Matt Canada bandwagon. I think me and the whole Steeler Nation and whole Western Pennsylvania and every Steeler fan except for a couple, I could probably name a couple that still like him as an offensive coordinator, and still think he is should be offered a chance to keep doing what he's doing. I am not one of them. But and we are 4-2. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 4-2. And we are a little better than we were last year. But where does the luck run out? The luck is we're just lucky enough to win, and that's what we've been doing. I took the Pittsburgh Steelers to beat the Rams as this upcoming game at 1:00 in Pittsburgh. And I hate to say it, but I don't know how long I'm going to be tonight due to the fact that my Facebook, where I do the comments and talk to all the fans and stuff like that, it's just not working tonight with some technical difficulties. This is all straight on YouTube. So it's just me shooting from the hip, all the Steeler knowledge that I possibly can, maybe with a couple people chiming in on YouTube. And you're right. Troy Polamalu Craig was at the game. He come down to give a high five to Cram Haywood, and not Craig. Craig's his dad. But also, too, speaking of Cam Hayward, Cam Hayward has been seen running the last couple weeks. He's been running and jogging. So he's starting to work out a little bit. And he's likely to, and he's doing some explosive drills right now. So it's a tentative that Cam Hayward could return against the Packers on November 13th. That could happen. That could solidify the defensive line and be an added vet because he is the team captain on defense. Hopefully he comes back and we make a run for the playoffs and not look outside looking in and waiting on everybody else. If we can score some points here, we got to average. We did score 24 points last week, so we're only 6 away from 30. Let me see here because I probably got people saying, I am here. Sorry, I'm on YouTube, Benjamin. Benjamin's one of the fans is tuning in, on YouTube because Facebook froze up. Facebook isn't working. It just happens, people. It's StreamYard, and I don't know why. It's never happened before. I think there's been difficulty with Facebook and StreamYard. So it happens. So I'm sorry I can't engage with everybody, as I usually do. And that's a problem. So, and also Patrick Peterson had 67 snaps in different various locations out on the field. He played inside, outside, free safety, and he was in half field conditions. He's been playing everywhere, which is probably pretty good, but he's still having a hard time covering somebody. I'm not a big Patrick Peterson guy. They paid him $14 million. He's not worth it. I think they need to start Joey Porter Jr. Let me get this from Craig. So Bubba, what improvement did you see in the Steelers team after the bye week? I'm gonna say, Craig, what I saw is a never say die attitude. And I think they're playing a lot better. They have to play a full 60 minutes, which they're not. They need to. Kenny Pickett has a little bit of moxie as he did last season in these close games, and he's pulling it out. And I think he's doing some audibling, and I don't know if he's listening to Matt Canada. I could be wrong. But I know Matt Canada, he does these scripting plays. The first 15 plays are by Matt Canada. He's scripting them, and they're not working out. And everybody knows what we're running, so they're going to stop us. So I just think that if we can stay in these games and find a way to win, that's what we're doing. It's also good that we have, probably the defensive player of the year and TJ Watt getting interceptions and fumbles and strip sacks and all that stuff. And with him in the lineup is astronomical, helping out, the offense as it does because we can't score. But I would like to see the line making holes for Najee. I am disappointed in Najee not getting these 100-yard games due to the fact our line is not as good. Maybe it's the blocking schematics and the schemes of their offensive coach telling them what to do. I know our center, Mason Cole, is not that good. And I don't know what happened from the drop off of last year. They were going good with the 7-2 and they were running the ball, and then it was drop off. So maybe they need to still get some cohesiveness, and hopefully maybe with them switching up Warren and Harris a little bit, it gives a little bit of 1-2 punch. So hopefully, they could do that, but also too, our secondary needs to start covering people. They are not doing that. Quarterbacks are throwing at will lately, and it's not good. Like that rookie receiver from the Rams had 154 yards last week. That is not good. And it's not good because a lot more receivers will actually get big numbers. And every receiver that the Steelers have played this year has actually had big numbers. So that is not good that I see right after the bye week. But I tell you what, Craig, I will take 4-2 better than 2-4. So that I'm okay with that. But we need to get better offensively. We still need to stop the run because the Rams, with no big names running back, rushed for 135 yards, and they were slicing through our defensive line like butter, and that wasn't good. So, but getting a win out there, I will take it. But like I said before, Kenny Pickett did not get that first down, and Sean McVay better never ever take all his timeouts ever again because that cost him the game. I don't know if they would have came back or whatever, but they would still would have had plenty of time. And I don't think our secondary would have been able to stop it. So it had to have been on the shoulders of TJ Watt. Maybe it was a strip sack or something like that. But like I said, winning in LA was huge. Nobody's seen that coming. A lot of Steeler fans out there in LA cheering us on. Kenny Pickett did say it was like a home game. People get the opportunities to see Pittsburgh. They take it. And it is like a home game. Pretty much every place the Pittsburgh Steelers go, it's like a home game. So, sorry, people. I'm telling people that it's on Facebook. It's my Facebook's messed up. So give me a second. Messed up. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, this has never happened before with Facebook and StreamYard. So that's why I can't do a lot of comments, which actually sucks. And hopefully they get it fixed by Friday, because Friday we have a big Mania Mega Cast show, and I also have the college picks tomorrow at 7 o'clock. So tonight was just a little bit different. Hopefully they get this fixed. StreamYard, it's a StreamYard and Facebook thing. It's not a Triple B Experience YouTube stuff and technological stuff. It is Facebook and StreamYard. But let's get into the Pittsburgh Steelers with a preview of the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Steelers are 4-2. The Jacksonville Jaguars are 5-2. October 29th, 1 p.m. on CBS at Acrisure Stadium. It's supposed to be a little bit of raining, 66 degrees. The Steelers, points per game, the Steelers are 17.2. The Jags are 24.7. Yards per game, the Jags are ahead in that category at 36.3, where the Steelers are at 73.2. Still not averaging, the 350 to 400 total offense. We've been over 40 games and not having 400 yards. The opponents per game, the Jacksonville Jaguars, 20.9, pretty much even. The Steelers are 21.9. So, that's pretty much even Steven, and let's get to some Jacksonville Jags. Let's get to the Steelers' record against the Jacksonville Jaguars. In 27 meetings, the Pittsburgh Steelers is 13-14. That's not good. Probably a lot of that Mark Brunell stuff when they were powerhouses. They used to beat the Steelers all the time. The last meeting was 11-22-20. The Steelers beat the Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville 27-3. So I hope that's the same outcome. This Sunday would be great. Now, the quarterback is Trevor Lawrence. He has 1,643 yards. He has 8 touchdowns and 3 INTs. And he rushed for 206 yards. Oh, I'll get to that, Craig. Yeah, that's funny. Running back Travis Etienne Jr. He was rushed for 504 yards, 7 touchdowns. Receiver Christian Kirk, receptions, 39 receptions, 474 yards, 3 touchdowns. These are the Jacksonville star players, with the stats. And on defense, linebacker Josh Allen leads the team with 7 sacks. So hopefully our offensive line can put him in his place, and there's no sacks, and we can do that. And safety, Andrea Cisco has 3 INTs. Now the injury report, because I'm doing this because it's very, very hard with no Facebook comments, which is crazy. Like, the injury report for the Steelers has Levi Wallace, as of Wednesday, did not practice, and Nate Herbig did not practice. But also, too, Cole Holcomb had an ankle injury from the game, but he practiced all week long. Now, the Jacksonville Jaguars cornerback Tyson Campbell was limited in practice. Safety, as I said before, who leads their team in interceptions, Andre Cisco, was limited in practice, which is good for us. Maybe he can't cover Pickens or Dante Johnson. That would be great for us. Receiver, Zay Jones, did not practice at all. Okay. Outside linebacker, Walker Little was limited in practice. Outside lineman, Walker Little was limited, and outside lineman, offensive lineman, Brandon Sheriff, it was limited. 2 linemen were limited. So that's pretty good. If they're starters, that will be good, because then they probably can't contain TJ Watt and Highsmith, and that could be good. But this injury, he was limited in practice today, which could actually be hopefully a godsend for the Steeler fans, is Trevor Lawrence was limited. He has a knee injury. Okay, he was limited in practice, and hopefully that knee injury doesn't make him as mobile as he is facing the outside linebackers of, Watt and Highsmith. So we shall see and go from there. But yes, Craig, let me get to what Craig says. And God bless everybody that's on the YouTube tonight. Thank you so much. Did you mention? Yes, I am glad they got rid of Gunnar Osowski. Yes, it was a great wedding gift. I got a lot of great wedding gifts, and I appreciate everybody that, congratulated us. But I thought he was going to be something a little bit big coming from New England, but everything that he touched in the Pittsburgh Steelers had turned to shit. Fumbling the ball, muff punts, kickoff returns, just terrible play. And I believe right now he's got signed by the New York Giants. Good riddance. See you later. Thanks for coming. But honestly, I think he stayed too long, and he should have been cut a lot sooner. I didn't think he was going to make the team, as some other people, like I'm not a big Montavious Adams fan, but he made the team, which some people do like him. I do not, because I rather see Keanu Benton play a lot more. I like to see a lot of these rookies play. Joey Porter, Broderick Jones, Herbig, getting in and giving some people some relief. And Darnell Washington being a little bit more, due to the fact that Pat Freiermuth is out with injury and he won't be back anytime soon. And I think the Steelers are looking to make some trades maybe before the trade deadline. That could be the case. I am not sure. But also, too, there's 3 trades before the trade deadline. The Steelers, they have options number 1. Option number 1 is Terrence Marshall Jr. In 2024, and a 7th round pick. Okay, he was a 2nd round pick. He's a former 2nd round pick. He's no longer in the Carolina Panthers' long-term plans. The Panthers would receive a 2024 6th round pick if the Steelers and Panthers make that trade before the trade deadline. These are all speculations. That's all I'm trying to do here. Trade option number 2 is Zach Ertz, and a 2025 7th round pick. And the Cardinals will receive a 2024 6th round pick for him. That's option number 3. Trade option number 3, that was option number 2. Trade option number 3 is the Steelers. I don't know if this is ever going to happen. The Steelers receive Patrick Surtain, and the Broncos receive a 2024 second-round pick. I don't know about that one. Those are 3 speculated trades before the trade deadline. But also, too, I can see maybe Zach Ertz, the tight end, because Pratt Freiermuth, we don't have any veteran leadership as a tight end because Freiermuth is hurt. And the way they've been using Pat Freiermuth last year and this year, having a couple concussions, and this year he's been absent, disappeared from the Steelers offense. He would probably be, no offense, he'll probably be traded or want to get out of Pittsburgh due to the fact he's not getting any stats. I mean, that's what's going to happen due to this lovely Matt Canada's offense. Just mark my words, people, when George Pickens' contract is up, and I tell you what, they don't pay him, George Pickens will be gone as a Pittsburgh Steeler. Mark my words, he is not going to stick around with this offense. There's no way. I mean, hopefully we get an offensive coordinator and they can solidify and get some firepower and get some big stats, because that's your typical receiver. They want big stats. They want big stats now. So, but that's just how it is. Now, before I go, I want to say my Steelers Triple B player of the game. I'm going to go with George Pickens. There's a couple of them. I'm going to go with George Pickens, making them catches in the fourth quarter, but also, too, his discipline of getting a penalty. He needs to sharpen his skills up a little bit and get more disciplined. I'm going to give him the Triple B player of the game due to the fact that he made some big plays and got the offense down into the red zone. And that's what I'm going to do. I mean, it could have been tied with Kenny Pickett. Kenny having the moxie of doing what he needed to do. So, but I'll give it this game here, I'll give it to George Pickens. So my Steelers prediction this Sunday against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Like I said, I'm terribly sorry that Facebook did not that shit the bed. The Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm going to go 27-23 Pittsburgh. 27-23 Pittsburgh with the win. It's going to be a good game, and I hope Pittsburgh wins. So I just want to put everything out there. People, hit like and subscribe. I'm sorry that Facebook did not work tonight. I will share this. You'll have to view it on YouTube. Please hit like and subscribe. Get on there, do some comments. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody about the Triple B experience. This is the Triple B, Black and Gold Dynasty, where we talk Pittsburgh Steelers football every Wednesday night. It was a little later tonight due to the fact that we did the NFL picks. And I fluctuated a little bit, and I didn't know about the Facebook technical difficulties that we had on both sites, and we just had to go Twitch and Twitter and YouTube. So once again, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm back. We will be on tomorrow night at 7:00 for the college picks, and then Friday night we will be back on for the Mania Top 10 Mania panel top Halloween movies of all time with the panel. That'll be in at 9:00. Hopefully Facebook is ready to go by then. Hopefully everything's good. But also, too, thank you guys for tuning in. And just keep churning and keep supporting the channel and keep supporting me. I appreciate it. We're going to get some interviews and stuff again. We're going to get back on track. I took a couple days off due to the fact that I walked down the aisle with my lovely wife and we said I do. So we're back to business. So everybody, thank you. Have a great night. Go Steelers. And like I said, 27-23 Pittsburgh Steelers over the Jacksonville Jaguars. I will see everybody next week when we're talking Steelers, but tomorrow I'll see you guys for the college picks and also Friday night for the Mania Megacast top 10 Halloween movies of all time. Thank you guys. Have a great night. I'm very sorry about Facebook with the difficulties tonight. It kind of ruins it when I can't get the comments and interact with people. But, I just try to do the best I can. So just listen to Spotify. You can listen to the show on Spotify and on YouTube, and I will replay it on Facebook. Thank you guys, and have a great night.